Morning all, welcome back to the channel. It's another fantastic, beautiful Sunday morning down here in Hebden Bridge. It looks like it's not going to be a bad day really. I'm at Central Street, just off Market Street in the town centre of Hebden Bridge, and I've got a bit of an odd one for you today. It's Hebden Bridge. What else could you expect from this little place? I'll just give you a bit of a background. It's April morning 2009, and I was back working at Hebden Bridge on the neighbourhood policing team. The turnover of staff was quite regular, and this particular morning I had a young lad called Chris who were working with me. I was just showing him around Hebden, just giving him a bit of a guided tour. One morning, must have been about 8 o'clock-ish, and walking around just showing them the streets of Hebden and pointing out various locations that were of interest to him while he were working here. It must have been about 20 past 8. We got a radio call to attend at Fountain Street regarding a theft of a stone trough, and we're running around the corner, so basically we set off on foot. I'll just show you where we're going. From Central Street across the little bridge here onto the row of terraced houses called Fountain Street. Crossed over the bridge, that's the River Calder there, and the row of houses here, that's Fountain Street. And then we got here, and within, I'd say about 5 or 10 minutes, the weather had changed from how it is now to a sudden downpour with very high winds. And as we got here, it must have caught the lady who'd give us the call. It caught her out because she was hanging some washing out. So I helped her pack the washing to get all the washing back in the house, because it was really banging it down by this time. And we just started taking details, and you could see, I can't remember which house it was now, but you could see where the stone trough had been, and it looked like it had been dragged along the little pathway here towards the canal. So you could see where the mark where it had been. I think it may have been this one. One of these houses here. You could see where it had been dragged along. So it must have made a bit of a noise doing it. And we were going to do some house to house, but the lady says, "Well, look, most of the people have gone off to work now." So I jotted down the details, and got enough details for a crime report, and I said I'd come back. He said we'd come back later on to see if there's anybody in who'd actually heard anything. The weather were getting decidedly worse, and we got enough for our pocketbooks there. So off we went, and I said, "Well, look, we'll go back on Canal Bank. I'll show you how the canal bank lies." So off we went, but it was absolutely banging it down. It was a strange sort of wind. It was blowing. You couldn't really identify which direction. It was just blowing like a little mini tornado. We got onto the canal bank, and we set off walking. And as you see there's some bollards there. They weren't there at the time. And as we were walking on, we were sort of holding on to our helmets, because I thought, well, I don't want to end up them being blown into the canal. And as we were walking along, just in the distance there, let's wait for that lady's gone past. Just in the distance there's a courtyard, a bit of a courtyard there for the apartments at the old mill. And as we rounded the corner here, we saw a pushchair, and suddenly it set off sort of by itself. It had a rain cover on, and it seemed to be, well, it was like blowing along like those sand yachts that you see on these big wide beaches. And we just looked at each other and thought, bloody hell, there was nobody about. And it came out of this yard here, and it had set off along the canal bank, the towpath, straight ahead. And you can see there's a slight bend in the towpath there, and the pushchair was by this time it was racing along in the wind at a fair old rate of knots. So we set off after it at full pelt. As it got to the bend in the towpath there, to our horror, it went straight ahead, and the thing ended up in the canal, in the water. So we dashed after it, managed to get hold of a handler piece. You can see there. Managed to get hold of a handler piece and pull the pushchair out. The rain cover were on, and we just thought, it's probably just they've probably taken the baby inside or whatever. But when we took the cover off, amazingly, the baby was still in there. Ronnie, it wasn't even 12 months old, and the baby was still in there, absolutely oblivious to it all and fast asleep. And the next thing we heard was a lady screaming something like, my baby, and she come running towards us, obviously in deep shock. And she pulled the rain cover off and grabbed the child, and she was hugging it and kissing I think it was a little lass, I can't remember now, it just memory escapes me. And she was obviously very, very upset by it all. When she finally calmed down, let me have a look there. That's where we'd come from, out of Fountain Street, the terraced houses, into that courtyard. When she finally calmed down, she said, "What I'd done, I'd put the brake on. I'd left my baby outside in the pushchair while I went popped in just to see a friend, see if she wanted anything from the shop in Hebden. Then, obviously, the next thing that happened, she'd come out, and there we were on the canal bank. The amazing thing was, it was quite an expensive pushchair, but it had one of these like parcel shelves underneath. If you can picture that, you've got the main part of the pushchair, and underneath there's like a compartment where you can put on the rain cover if it's not raining or you're shopping or whatever. And I think that had actually kept the whole thing afloat. It kept the pushchair afloat, and I think it was fate, really. The fact that the wind had picked up there, it was a strange sort of phenomenon with the wind that day. It was just blowing from all directions. I've never really noticed something like that before. But luckily we were there at the right place at the right time. The thing was, if we'd have started doing house-to-house enquiries, it's all ifs and buts and all the rest of it, but if we'd have started doing house-to-house enquiries, we'd probably been tied up doing that, and we wouldn't have seen the poor little baby in the pushchair being blown along at some speed towards the canal. Like I say, luckily we were there, saved the day, and we just sort of carried on doing what we were doing. But yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, to say the least. And thankfully we were there. We did manage to pulled the pushchair out before any sort of tragedy occurred. But I'll just take you back and just have a look at this courtyard. It was, I mean, it's a lovely still day today, so you can't really get the idea of it. But yeah, it was sort of blowing. It was like a little tornado that were going off. But whichever way you were walking, the wind seemed to be whistling round us. So yeah, so that was that little job. Yeah. Oh, I'll just tell you about this. Was years and years before this happened. It's called the Canal Works on the towpath of Hebden Bridge. Now, when I first came down here in 1989, it was it been disused as a mill. That everybody, all the things had been pulled out and moved out, and it was more or less going into dropping into disrepair. And what it was like a mecca for kids on evenings and weekends, and we called it the Misper Mill, short for missing person. It just to attract loads of teenagers and stuff who went in there with a packs of cheap autumn gold lager and all this cheap beer. I can't remember what they called it. There's some really horrible stuff. I don't think there were much apples going into making that stuff, but there were all sorts. I think was it called Kestrel or something like that? A really horrible tasting beer. I don't know how the hell they drank it, but yeah, that's what we call the Misper Mill. If any kids went missing, reported missing, that was our first port of call. We went straight there, stumbling around inside a desolate mill, and then returning them home. But thankfully it's been done up. They've done quite a good job of making it into apartments. They haven't changed it much really. They've put some balconies up and stuff to make it look more livable. But I've never been inside since it's been done up, so I can't tell you what they're like. But they do look nice. They do look nice, and at least it's been used. It hasn't been demolished or anything like that. So yeah. So I'll call it a do for this one. Like I say, it's a lovely Sunday morning, and let you have a look round there. It's hopefully it stays the same. It's Remembrance Sunday today, and I'm going to go on to Calderhomes Park where the little memorial is, and for the Poppy Lane parade ceremony there. So if you're out and about, I'll probably see you there. Okay then, have a great Sunday, and take care of yourself. Alright, I'll see you again. Ta-ra now. Oh, just thought I'd tell you this bit as well about the same incident. Every so often, every few years, they actually drain off the canal for maintenance. I just thought about it then as I came to the lock gates. I have been working in Hebden when they've actually drained it off. So if they haven't done already, probably a few years down the line when it needs doing again, this little stone trough will probably be recovered, along with bikes, shopping trolleys, babyless prams and pushchairs, cones, or anything else that folk have decided to drop in there. So yeah, I'll let you get back to your Sunday. All right then. Take care. If you do like these videos, just give us a thumbs up and share them. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, there'll be more coming up. I've got another one planned, but that's going to be loaded and Ludden village, at the top of Ludden village there. That'll be coming soon. All right then, it's for me it's back home for breakfast. I'm going to have scrambled eggs, I think, and toast. All right then, take care now. Have a good day. Come and visit Hebden. You'll enjoy it. Take care now. Bye bye.